Despite a tough loss to the Seattle Storm, it's clear the New York Liberty are staying focused on the bigger picture. Coach Sandy Brondello acknowledged the struggles in execution and energy, particularly in a third quarter that ultimately cost them the game. Sabrina Ionescu and Rebecca Gardner echoed those sentiments, recognizing the defensive pressure from Seattle and the challenges of missing key starters like Jonquel Jones and Yarisabali. Still, the team isn't panicking. They're leaning into the adversity, learning from each setback, and committed to finding solutions together. With Sabrina's leadership and a strong locker room morale, the Liberty remain confident that once they regain health and rhythm, they'll return to form. For now, it's about grinding through the tough stretches, staying united, and continuing to battle each night in an increasingly competitive WNBA landscape. Liberty can't keep up with Storm in second half, dropped 6th of 9 games. The New York Liberty has been at a disadvantage recently by starting games slowly and having to crawl back from a deficit. However, on Sunday against the Seattle Storm, the first half wasn't the problem. The Liberty had a strong first 20 minutes, led by Sabrina Ionescu, who put up 20 points in that time. They held a lead at halftime, thanks to a 4-point play from the star guard with 13 seconds left. But the Storm came out of the locker room in the second half on fire and destroyed all the momentum the Liberty had. New York couldn't find another spark the rest of the way and dropped the game 79-70. They were switching a lot, and that made us a little bit stagnant, said Liberty guard Rebecca Gardner. But we just got to get back to what we're good at, which is moving the ball, passing to each other, assisting, and once we can get back in that rhythm, we'll be good. New York was effectively moving the ball around and finding wide-open cutters to start the game, seemingly getting past a Storm defense that switches or trap screens. All 5 Liberty starters recorded at least 1 point and assist in the first quarter. Seattle went into the second quarter with a 22-18 advantage, but Gardner leveled the score with 2 steals and back-to-back buckets just 78 seconds in. It was a back-and-forth battle, but the Liberty led 44-41 at halftime. Part of New York's success came from its pace. It had 7 fast break points in the first half compared to Seattle's 2. It also won the second chance battle, scoring 9 points to the Storm's 1. However, the struggles came in the paint. The Liberty managed to keep up in the first half, only scoring 4 fewer points in the key, but the Storm left them in the dust in the second half. They came out executed, and we didn't have enough fight there, said head coach Sandy Brondello. I mean, to score 6 points, it's not what we're about. We struggled to score all in that second half. Their switching bothered us, and I think we went away from probably what worked in the first half. New York fell apart on both ends of the floor to start the third quarter and never recovered. Natasha Cloud scored 6 points in the frame in attempts to find a groove, but those were the only points added in the quarter as they trailed 63-50 going into the final 10 minutes. Dominique Malona was guarded by Stewart, but wasn't frightened and scored 6 consecutive points on the 2-time MVP in the fourth quarter. Malona played just under 10 minutes, but tallied 11 points and led her squad with 8 rebounds. The rookie's run gave Seattle its largest lead at 71-52 with 8:06 left in the game. The Liberty were desperately searching for anything on offense but couldn't get past the Storm. Cloud didn't play in the quarter, and Ionescu only added 2 points in the second half. Without the backcourt duo, they couldn't put together any runs. New York brought the score within 9, sparking momentary hope, but the reserves were already checked in and there was less than a minute on the clock. Seattle scored 24 of its 38 second-half points in the paint and was led by its bigs and Gabby Williams, 16 points, Nneka Ogwumike, 15, and Ezi Magbegor, 14. New York couldn't find an answer with Stewart, who scored just 8 points, Leonie Fiebig, who led the team with 5 turnovers, and Jonquel Jones, who is still out with an ankle injury. You can say that it doesn't affect the team or the next man up, but at the end of the day, we're missing our finals MVP. We're missing Leo for all these games, Ionescu said. It's hard. People have to step up in positions and play, and there's great teams in this league. It's not just going to be easy.
Sandy, that third quarter was kind of what did it in for you guys. Just what happened there?
Yeah, they came out and executed, and we didn't. And we didn't have enough fight there, and I mean, to score 6 points, it's not what we're about, but we struggled to score all in that second half here. Their switching bothered us, and I think we went away from probably what worked in the first half. But for me, it's not the offense, the defense. I just think we have to get a little bit tougher and a little bit more urgency in what we're giving up there. And disappointing effort overall.
And then Sabrina, what were they doing in the second half to limit you then compared to the first half?
Yeah, I mean, some trapping, some switching, trying to deny everywhere. I mean, in turn, I think just our turnovers led to easy baskets for them, and then they were able to set up their defense, and, we weren't able to just get out and transition and run like we did in the first half, which is just tough when, there's people flying out. Obviously, their length, they're a great defensive team, and so I think just continuing to kind of keep us on our heels and not on our front foot turned into that third and fourth quarter for us.
Gotcha. Hey, Sandy. Any word on Izzy yet?
No, she's getting some imaging done, so until we don't really know.
And then you're thinking about the quick turnaround and the schedule that you guys have upcoming, and now potentially down to front court players. What are some things that you could do as a team?
Yeah, good point. At least Vegas a little bit smaller. That helps. But look, we've if someone's in and out, next person up, and Niara, obviously, she's just got to keep pushing through, and KB, and Leo doesn't usually play like that. That's just a tough game. She's it's a tough one all around. We just didn't play well in that second half. So I don't know until I know. I haven't got a plan, to be quite honest.
Sandy, I'm curious about the rotations, especially when the offense was really hard to come by in the third quarter. Maureen didn't come back out until the fourth.
Yeah, I mean, we went with Beck. Sabrina was rolling there a little bit. It was more we needed big players, so we kept a big lineup.
Right.
But Maureen only had much shot, so even though we were trying to get her into the action, so I don't know if she was going to help.
And Rebecca, for you, I guess I'm just curious if you could describe to us how you thought the Storm's defense really bothered you guys.
Yeah, I think like Coach Sandy said, is they were switching a lot, so that made us a little bit stagnant. But we just got to get back to what we're good at, which is moving the ball, passing to each other, assisting. And once we can get back in that rhythm, we'll be good.
Hi, everybody. For Sandy, what's the team that switches as much as Seattle? Is it something where you sort of want the group to sort of be half a beat quicker to sort of adjust for that? How do you think would be the best way to sort of counteract the defense like that?
we got to move the ball. That's how you exploit switching. We don't have big fives, so we could just throw it into them and they're swarming. The points in the paint, you have 44. We missed a lot of layups at the rim, but a lot of it because of their obviously length is coming in and now finishing fine. Their rotations were all on point there. But to go 14 from 40, that's obviously not a great percentage. So we got in there, but I think that because we had less success, we stopped attacking closeout. You have to attack these closeouts because they're big and they're strong, and you have to attack the mismatch where we can and then finish and fine. I just think we just got a little stagnant, didn't move the ball as well or space the floor or attack closeouts as well as we should have.
Hello all, sorry it didn't go your way today. My question will be for Coach. What led to Natasha Cloud sending out the fourth quarter, especially after accounting for all scoring in the third?
Yeah, she got hit. She couldn't come back in, so she got hit, so I had to sit her. And so hopefully she'll be okay too. We'll see.
Appreciate your insight.
Hey Coach, Brittany Wallace from the 9450. We witnessed a lot of periods of stagnation and inefficient spacing today. Can you just talk to, was that Seattle's length? Was that them switching? How do you counteract that moving forward?
Yeah, look, I think it was their switching is bothering us. So we don't have a big inside presence like JJ. We're easy to switch. We didn't move the ball. We didn't space. I mean, they're things that we've been switched a lot this year. As long as we have good spacing and then confidence. I think our confidence went away. We didn't attack closeouts. I think Leo, she's just was overthinking a little bit too much when she made some turnovers. But you just got to stay on your front foot. I mean, at least that's what Beck does. Beck's not afraid. She might take them on. That mightn't always be success, but at least she's getting to the rim. We had 40 attempts at in the paint. That's a pretty high number for us. We just didn't finish. And then I think we just didn't, we probably play a little, like you said, stagnant. We didn't move the ball as effectively as we should have.
Hey, team, hope all is well. Sorry it didn't go your way tonight. Sabrina, you've now passed Maya Moore for 7th all time in 25-5 performances. What does that achievement mean for you, especially given the names on that list? I know it didn't come out in the win tonight, but what does that mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, it means a lot. Obviously, wanting to just have an overall rounded game, understanding, scoring's important, but so is rebounding and passing. And I feel like every time I'm able to continue to get in the paint, drive and kick, finish for myself, find my teammates, try and get in there and rebound. Obviously, we're down bigs, and so tried my best tonight to get rebounds, second chance opportunities, and I feel like I've done that my entire career, is just try and impact the game in any way that I can. And so obviously it's an elite group, and I'm thankful to be able to be amongst such great players, but I mean, I'm just trying to get wins.
Sabrina, obviously losing never feels really good, and you guys are down JJ, who's a big part of this team and what you guys want to do, but just with this rough stretch that you guys have been, how would you say the team morale is kind of at this point?
I mean, I think the team morale is great. I wouldn't say that a win or a loss has really divided the locker room or, really even put any type of bump in the road between us. I'd say we understand the pieces we've had missing. We understand the games we've lost and how we've lost them. And to be honest, a lot of the time we've beaten ourselves. Like, I think we understand when we're playing our best basketball, we haven't lost yet. And so for us, it's just understanding controllables. Like, we control that third quarter and we win this game. And so that's something that's in our control. We can, understand moving forward. That's, ways and areas of improvement. But at some point, we got to just find ways to get wins. It's not about pointing fingers, people are out or in, lineups we haven't seen, defenses we haven't seen. It's just understanding we got to find a way to get a win.
Sabrina, I guess I'm just curious why it's been so difficult for you all to find, creative ways to get a win.
Because we've been down 3 starters in the last Seattle game, and then 2 starters for all these entire games. Like, these are huge pieces of offenses, and there's no way around it. You can say that it doesn't affect the team or you just the next man up, but at the end of the day, we're missing our finals MVP. We're missing Leo for all these games. It's hard. Like, people have to step up in positions and play, and there's great teams in this league. It's not just going to be easy when you're down that many starters to just show up and we win because we're the New York Liberty. Like, you're going to have to find a way to win and dig really deep, and it's been tough. We just haven't been able to really catch a break, I feel like, and we'd rather see this adversity early on in the year and be able to hit the ground running when it really matters most. But, we're going to be just fine.
We'll finish on Zoom with Michael.
Yeah, thank you. Coach, this is for you, and it's a little bit following what you guys have been talking about. If you look at the league right now, you've got about 7 teams all grouped within like 6 to 8 or 9 losses. Is this also a matter of just how difficult trying to win any game in the league is, let alone if you have, like you said, 2 or 3 starters hurt or away? It just seems to me like it can be very difficult to gain momentum sometimes in the league now.
Yeah, no, I think that's accurate. I think, we have expansion, teams moved around. I think that's great for the league. There's more parity. You see LA, we had to fight hard, and next night they can go beat, another really good team that's had success against the top ones. That's great. For the league, we are down, and that's why we're not panicking. We are down 2 of our key players, and that's a part of it, and with how we built. So, we just got to get JJ back and then try and build some continuity and some chemistry from there. In the meantime, we got to find ways to win. And we didn't play at our best today. We're our own worst enemy at times, and continue to learn. But I think the league, every team is different how they play. It's not like everyone's playing 5 out. I mean, tonight it was a post-up. Last game, everyone just plays to the strengths of what they feel they can exploit the opposition team. So it's fun. I mean, that's part of the chess game, isn't it?
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys.